With more than 7.5 billion people on the planet, can you truly change the world? You can. Change begins with you. Transformation builds from the bottom up. Lions Clubs International is a grassroots organization. We serve our communities in many ways. We join hands in service to make a powerful impact. We listen to the needs of our community and are a voice to create change. Advocacy is another way
Listen up.
to serve the causes we care about. When you advocate, you use your voice to educate and influence more people to get on board with a movement.
Join us. Attention.
Advocacy amplifies the voice of a community to inspire system-wide change. As community leaders, Lions and Leos can bring the views of those that need to be heard
Hello.
in front of those who need to hear them. From grassroots activism to worldwide action, there are many ways to advocate for change in your community. LCI provides tools to help you create awareness and educate about our causes.
Oh.
Organize events to engage your community. Partner with others to build a coalition of experts and strengthen the movement. Work with government officials to develop solutions that benefit all. Celebrate and share your success. When we rally together, there's no limit to what we can do. Advocacy starts with you. Step up, speak out, advocate for change. Learn more at lionsclubs.org/advocacy.
Hello to everyone. Once again, good afternoon sa mga Lions and friends ko natin who are here today. It's the Women's Month. So, actually, 2 days ago yung Women's Day celebration, International Women's Day, and of course, bilang mga part of the women's group, we are proud to celebrate it with. I'm Mylene Enriquez. I will be your host for today's webinar. And then before everything else, I would like to introduce our club, Antipolo Lions Club, which is part of the Supreme Vangie Go. And then you were able to watch our advocacy video a while ago, which tackles our 5 causes from the Lions Clubs International. And then for today, pag-uusapan po natin ng environment. Ayan, ang ating setup, ang ating stage, napakaganda with all the plants. As our resource speaker for today is a very dear friend of mine. Ayan, sobrang idol na idol ko. And in the pursuit of happiness in the garden, siyang aking kabady. Always a consultant of mine, Miss Vangie Go. Ayan, palakpakan po natin. She's a professional horticulturist. Ayan, and I heard she's an Ilocana that hails from Abra. Totoo ba yan, Auntie? Yes. Wow. In the midst of in our midst is a gem and a treasure. She is one of the few Filipina individuals and horticulturists in the community that is respected internationally. Imagine that. She has traveled the world, mga plantitas. She has explored wherever it is there's a beautiful plant. And in her honor, meron po tayong mga plants in her name. Tama ba yun, Auntie?
Yeah.
And sana alam mo, but research nyo, guys. Research nyo yung mga plants under her name. Ayan, because she discovered it. Or ano bang tawag doon?
It was spread and they named it after.
Yes. Oh, imagine that. How I wish. Sana all merong plant under our name. Kung hindi, pangalanan ko na lang itong my name. And with this, ayan, we're here to talk about plants kasi yan ang ating love and we're supposed to prepare some soil for you, how to pot them, repot, plant nutrients, and the difference between the basal and the foliar fertilizers. So without further ado, let me pass the stage, tama ba, the focus and the spotlight to Auntie Vangie.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Lioness.
Yeah.
It is my honor to be invited by Miss Mylene, and because she loves plants, and I love plants as well. Well, by the way, probably to inspire you that Filipinos has been winning internationally. It is represented by yours truly. We won in Singapore, and we also won in Kuala Lumpur, and of course, but it was not me who represented Philippines in China. So when we do something, we must put our heart into it. So that's why para enjoy natin, hindi siya trabaho or hindi siya task, no? So if we're enjoying, then pati yung halaman masaya din.
Of course, tama nga yun. Mga plantitas, and kung may mga plantitos po dyan sa ating audience, ito, in time to watch our webinar kasi we're gonna talk about important preparations. And kung may question kayo guys, post nyo lang sa aming Facebook chat and later, babasahin natin yung Q&A. Alright, so Auntie, since we are talking about the first topic, which is preparation, meron tayong mga plans here that sometimes we need to
Ripat.
Ayan, tingnan nyo naman. Ano na sila, they started very small, no? They started a seedling.
Outgrown na pa.
Now, yeah, that's right. So what do we do with it? Ayan. So nakikita nyo ba? Dalawa sila and hindi na sila, nasisiksika na sila sa ating container. So what should we prepare, Angli?
Okay, I will prepare. First of all, I'd like to talk about the potting mediums or substrate or medias or the mediums or medias that are available in the market or that are available also in our backyard. So what are these? Because plants, kasi ngayon, uso ngayon yung mga aroids, no? Aroids, by the way, are that they don't like acidic potting mixture. We have the coco cube or coconut husk, and then we have also the ipa or rice hull, and then we have the cocoa coir dust. We also have the charcoal ipa. Ang tawag namin dito ay inuling na ipa. So, ngayon, we also have garden soil. We also have garden soil. And then, we also have leca balls or ano na tawag dito?
Clay balls.
Yes. So this one, yeah, these are made of light material, so very, very light. No? I'd like to talk about your choice, no? Hindi natin gusto. Ang ibibigay natin, yung gusto ng halaman, right? So, ngayon, yung coconut cubes, hindi natin gagamitin na ganyan yan. So, ito na siya. You have to soak them in here. You have to soak them in water for overnight at least, no? Or 2 to 3 days pwede rin. Why? Para matanggal yung tannin na nandyan sa coconut husk. Ano yung tannin? Yun yung tannin na tinikman ko nga, medyo mapait-pait. So, ayaw din ng halaman na mapait, di ba? So, ngayon...
May nahalo bang chemical aside from the water na...
Wala.
Oh, right.
Okay. Ngayon naman, meron ding, meron din itong mas pino pa, kasi ang ganito yun eh. Ang itatanim natin ngayon or iriripat natin ay aglonema. By the way, ang aglonema ay native to Southeast Asia. Yan yung sa ilalim ng forest bed na sila. Sila yung sumunod sa forest covering. So meaning nabubuhay sila sa mga na bubulok na dahon, ganyan. Yung mga lumot na seasoned na or parang natuyo na. Yun yung gusto nila. Tapos tumutubo rin sila sa bato. So they are lithophytic also sometimes. Lithophytic yung bato, no? Ngayon, ito rin yung marami tayong ipapakita para alam ninyo kung ano yung mga available. Ito rin pwede rin, no? Gagamitin ko ito. I will tell you why later. Parang bunot din siya pero mas finer siya. Na nakababad na rin siya ng overnight. At least overnight. Ito ring ipa na to, you have to ibabad din ito kung po pwede para matanggal yung mga, kasi ang ipa kasi doon nabubuhay or doon namamahay yung ano tawag dito? Yung sa ayam ang tawag sa amin yung
Para siya mga insect.
yes, na pino, yung
ba yung parang sa bigas din?
yes.
Okay. Mga bukbok daw.
Hindi siya bukbok. Parang kung hawakan mo, parang kumapit siyang mabilis. Parang sa manok din. Parang puto ng manok. Ganun. Mabilis silang umakyat sa at makati. No? So then you have to treat them also. Ito rin, you have to treat them. Ito rin, you have to treat them also. Parang basain mo siya. Kasi kung hindi mo siya binasa, mahirap na siyang basain. Now, I have also prepared something for you that is my favorite for aglaonimas. This one is cocoa dust, coir dust. Alam mo kung ano yung coir, yun yung ginagamit nila. Yun yung ina-extract nila sa coconut na pinanggagamit sa lakutsyon, no? They use it for Ngayon ito naman, cocoa coir dust na nilagyan ko siya ng river sand. Remember that the aroids loves river sand. So ito meron siyang river sand. So dahil yung coir dust, wala siyang iron content. So kaya maitim ito kasi nilagyan ko siya ng ferrous sulfate. Yun, may iron siya. Okay?
So meron pala siyang supplement, no?
Yes.
Parang naglagay tayo ng nutrients sa mga materials. And the plants, they really love that.
Yes. So depende po. Although meron nang nabibili na loam soil, ang aglaonimas, ayaw nila yung loam soil kasi masyado siyang heavy kasi meron siyang they put yung soil, hindi nila gusto. So what we're using now is soilless. By the way, aglaonimas are native to Southeast Asia. Sa ilalim siya sa ilalim siya ng bundok or sa forest. Yung big trees sa forest, tapos yung mga sumunod yung mga what's these palms, tapos we have the fern trees, and then you have the hedges, yung mga hedges na tapos doon sa ilalim nila, malapit na siya sa ground. So kung ganoon ang native habitat ng halaman, dinidiscuss ko sa inyo ito kasi bakit sa lilim sila, pwede sila sa lilim kasi yun po ang natural habitat nila. If you're going to close your eyes, yun yung imagine mo na yun yung layers ng forest natin. So ito yung aglaonimas is native to South and Central Asia yan.
Yeah.
Ang katunggali nito sa Amerika is the Dieffenbachia. Yeah. Wala tayong Dieffenbachia sa East Asia. So we have these aglaonima, we're very lucky because aglaonimas are more colorful by the Dieffenbachia than the Dieffenbachia.
And mga plantitas, maraming klase ng aglonema.
Yes.
This is just one. This is a super white aglonema. We also have the red. Yan, yung mga red, may pink. Lahat na yata ng color na maisip nyo, meron ang aglonema. And they're also pricey pag rare.
Yeah.
Ayan. So, Auntie, give it to your loving hand.
Yes.
Careful hand.
Gagawin natin. So, and then gagawin natin. Pipindutin natin konti. Look at the root system, ang ganda-ganda. So, ibig sabihin, gusto niya yung potting medium niya. Yung substrate niya. So, yun. Ganda ng ugat niya. Yan. Ganda ng ugat niya. See? Kasi ang halaman, kung hindi maganda yung ugat, ibig sabihin, hindi rin siya maganda. So, kung maganda ang ang ugat niya, maganda rin yung foliage.
Sana tayo palagi maganda.
Yes.
No, auntie?
Ngayon, ang halaman naman din ay just like us, ayaw natin magsuot ang ang malaki, di ba? Kung medium size tayo, medium size is gagamitin natin pating medium, ay pati pat, di ba? So, wag tayong gumamit ng sobrang laki kasi ma-overwater yung halaman. The reason why is we only use enough for the small plant to be able to absorb in a few days. Okay? So, ang gagamitin natin ay ito na. So, ito na yung soak. No? Yan. So, coconut,
Lagyan muna natin
Yes.
ng
Yan.
coco chunk sa ilalim.
Yes. And then, pwede rin natin lalagyan itong leca balls or ano tawag mo na ito, Marlene?
Mga clay balls natin.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yan, nilalagay natin yan sa bottom of the pot para yung soil natin hindi lumulusot sa butas. So, maganda sa mga pots natin na maraming butas, ilalim.
At saka
Ayan.
it also serve as an aerator. Parang kasi masyado siyang porous. Okay? Very porous siya.
So, pag wala silang clay
Very
balls, pwede yung pumice.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Okay. So, gagawa tayo ng potting medium para, ganito yun eh. Kung ang gusto natin magtubig ng once a week, kasi we also have to design or to make a potting medium that is how do you call that? Ano ba yung schedule mo to your routine in watering, no? Kasi you don't have to water every day. So, ang gagawin natin, kunyari tayo yung mga busy housewife. So, hindi natin gustong magtubig araw-araw, di ba? Yan. So, lalagyan natin ito. And then, ito. Yan. Coco dust with river sand with ferrous sulfate. Yan. So, yan ang gagamitin natin. Dadagdagan pa natin. Ay, dito. So, in this case, pwede nating, pwede tayong hindi masyadong magtubig. Ngayon, para din mas, mas light yung potting medium natin, pwede nating lalagyan ng maybe 1 yan. Yes. Maybe na yan kasi because of the content. Yeah. So, dapat, tignan mo, parang ang saya-saya, di ba?
Oo, enjoy ako dyan. Yan ang aking kaligayahan sa garden.
Minsan nga ginagano ko pa siya kasi malinis naman.
Saya-saya talaga magtanim.
Yeah.
Ito na.
Ngayon, igaganon mo siya konti rito.
Oo, ayan.
Hindi, iayos natin.
Yan. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Pagpapa.
Kailangan yung gitnang-gitna. Hindi yung ugat ang ilalagay, kundi yung center ng paso, tapos yung puno ng yun, diyan mo i-center. So, you can hold it like that. Here. You use your hand to control. You use your palate ba? Yung part of it. Yan. Then you hold it with your finger, two finger, yung point finger, middle finger, at saka yung thumb,
Nakikita
no?
nyo ba, guys? Ayan, no?
Yan.
Kailangan nasa center siya.
Yes.
Hahawakan ng isang kamay nyo yung plant in the middle.
Yes.
Habang ilalagyan nyo ng substrate, ayan. Unti-unti. Huwag kayong manggigigil, ha?
Yes.
Huwag nyong pipisain ng mga ugat kasi baka masaktan naman ang ating plant.
Yes.
Gentle lang.
Siya.
TLC,
Tapos,
guys.
yes. Tapos ngayon, dito naman sa kabila. Tapos na yan, kasi ang aglonema, ayaw niya yung basa. Parang nalalata. No? Remember that it's best to underwater rather than overwatering. Kasi you can still what do you call this? You can still do something, or you can still what do you call this?
I-recover na lang.
Oo. Para kung underwater siya, nalalanta siya, di ba?
Yes.
So yun, you can remedy it by watering. Pero yung overwater, wala na.
Ano mangyari sa kanya?
Down the drain na siya, mamamatay na siya. Parang gulay,
Nalusaw siya.
nalusaw siya.
Oh, kaya guys, pag nagrereklamo kayo mga plantitas na nalulusaw yung mga dahon unti-unti, no? Overwatering. So, ano daw, kailangan mag-dry muna ang substrate, ang
Yes.
soil niya before mo siya diligan ulit. May
So,
mga kilala ko mga plantitos na gano'n, tsaka plantitas, nalulusaw daw ang
So,
kanilang aglonema. So, if meron kayong mga plants dyan sa tabi, sa tabi nyo na gusto nyo i-repot, sumabay kayo sa amin. We can do the same potting procedure. You can if you have your aglonemas. Ano pa bang pwedeng style nito? Sa philodendron din?
oo, marami sa philodendron na ganito. Ang gusto.
Yes.
Almost all actually ito ganito.
Ito isang
Ayan.
sample ng philodendron natin.
Philodendron, white knight.
White wizard.
White
Ayan.
wizard.
White wizard ito.
Papakita
Philodendron
ko.
siya. So, same lang din yung potting style na ginawa ni Vangie when it comes to
Now we are done potting, di ba? Ang ganda-ganda na niya, di ba? Para na siyang bagong bagong bihis. Now, after this, you can water thoroughly, no? Talagang tubig siya talaga na hanggang sa ma-drench siya, hanggang sa tumulo siya. And don't forget to put, after you pot, don't forget to put name. Halimbawa ito, no? Parang meron naman yung parang horticultural grade na tag. Ang kailangan mong gamitin, you have to use or you must use pencil para hindi siya ma-erase. So, ang ilalagay nating name niya ay Aglonemas superpoint. Ilalagay lang siya dito. Yan.
Lagyan niyo po siya ng name tag.
Para pagdating, when your friends come, and then when they ask you, what is this? So, parang hindi mo masagot kasi hindi mo alam yung halaman mo. So, binili mo lang yon. See, okay? So, then you have to show your friend na plantita din kayo at saka plantitos, di ba? Then there is tag, okay?
At saka, auntie, pag sobrang dami mo ng halaman, ang hirap ng i-memorize.
Totoo yun, totoo
Oh,
yun.
grabe.
Totoo. I agree.
So, ito later, tataniman natin ito later. Aglonema part 2.
Okay. Now, so don't forget to water this thoroughly, and then you don't have to water the whole week, no? And then a lot of people ask, the plantitas and plantitos comes to us and ask, how often do we water our plants? Alam mo, minsan yung mga nagtatanong ng ganun, not that I despise, but there is such a thing as common sense, no? So I always tell them, put your common sense in your head, not in your pocket or not in your mouth. So meaning that when this plant is almost dry, then you have to water. You must water them. Now, if it is still very wet, you can put your finger and feel. Then, if it's still wet, then do not water. Tapos you might be worried how come it's like 4 days, 1 week na you're not watering. No, they really like that.
So now we have to fertilize it
Yes.
naman.
Okay.
So the next part of our webinar is how to fertilize our
aglaonema, the plant, no? Then when, ito nga pala, forget. So, this is Osmo coat. Then you have to put, they come in sack. So, you have to label them so that your girls or you will not forget that this is Osmo coat or this is fertilizer, and you put also the NPK. The first number is NPK. N is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. No?
Right. So, importante pala yung NPK sa ating plant. And aside from the 14-14-14, marami pang klase ng combination.
Yes, marami pa. Oo.
Depende yan how you want to grow your plants. And of course, depende rin kung anong klaseng halaman yun.
Yes.
So this one, ano ba to?
This
for
is
all plants.
Yes, this is a
Also
slow release fertilizer. And it is, parang it releases once you water them. Oo, parang, parang meron siyang coating na it's triggered when you water, it releases fertilizer to them.
How often do we put this Osmo coat?
Okay, the Osmo coat is good for, depende kasi sa mga brand, no? This one is good for at least 3 months.
Wow, 3 months.
You don't have to,
Para talaga siyang pangmatagalan na fertilizer.
Yes.
Ayan. Ito yung one of the fertilizers. Auntie, how about yung mga ibang nilalagay? Like, totoo ba na mga eggshells?
Okay, you can put eggshell kasi mataas ang calcium content doon, calcium yun. But you have to sterilize the egg. No? You have to cook. Oo. And then parang durugin siya, pulverize it, and parang, how do you call that? You roast it so that it the fresh or the content of that, it will not harness or it will not parang yung bacteria will not live on them.
So this one is very safe for our plants. Yun yung nilagay ni Auntie. This is one of the ways na you can fertilize. So if may mga questions kayo so far, wala pa naman, no? Pero hello sa mga viewers po natin. Hi. Ayan, we have people here saying congratulations from Vice Gov Harold. We also have Brian Sumalde. Hello po. Good afternoon, everyone. We also have, ayan, si Susan Bustamante. I love its color. Yung aglonema and the plants, yes. And then Louis Bata, we can hear you. Thank you for viewing. Kate Marquez. Congratulations, Ma'am Vangie and Ma'am Maylene Enriquez. Thank you po sa mga viewers po natin and keep on watching kasi marami pa kayong matututunan. So aside from going back to our lecture.
Yes. Aside from, when you grow this one, kasi this one pwede sa loob ng bahay, no? Pwede siyang indoor na sinasabi, but there's no such thing as indoor plant because they need the sun in order to complete the process of photosynthesis. Pagkain nila, kailangan nila ng aid ng sun para ma-absorb nila yung fertilizer.
So it's better to have it outside and get some sunlight.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then aside from that, kung gusto mo pang lumaki yung dahon niya and then to groom it very well, you can also use different kind of foliar fertilizer. This is basil, no? Parang sa baba.
Yung basil fertilizer, nilalagay yun pala sa base near the root. So there are many types of basil fertilizers.
So ito naman yung foliar fertilizer. So ito, no? You can see the NPK.
Ayan.
The nitrogen is 30%, and then it's 10%, and then 10%. So meaning, if they are growing, no, they're still small and seedling, you have to use high nitro.
Oh, okay. All right. So how do you apply this?
Yes,
foliar.
There is, kaya nga sinasabi ko, when you buy fertilizer, you have to read. Do not ask the gardeners from your neighbor because they also, they might not be using the right amount also. So you have to read. It says 1 tablespoon per gallon. So it's best to put or under measure it rather than over. Because kung over yun, masusunog yung plant. Okay? And then,
Ito ang aming meron kaming mga fertilizers na we use here in the garden.
yeah.
This one
We
is
also
another
have
one.
this one. Yon. With chelated, chelated booster, blossom booster. No? Yeah. It says water soluble.
Hindi naman kami, hindi kami particular sa brand.
Yes.
You can choose whatever brand is available in the market.
Yes.
Meron kasi mga brand na mahirap hanapin,
Yes.
ano?
Ito
But
kasi,
what matters is itong formulation na binabanggit.
NPK niya. Ito kasi, mababa ang nitrogen niya, meaning hindi masyadong mataas, hindi masyado siyang lalaki, no? Kasi booster talaga yun para lumaki siya. But you cannot be using that all the time. So when the plant gets bigger, and then you wanted, like for example, also itong size na to, pwede pa rin siya yung high nitro. Pero kung lumaki na siya, will overcome will outgrow the variegation. So this is good for variegated plants. So maganda ito para dyan. Yung mga, yan. Itong paraiso verde. Ngayon naman, to complete the process of taking care of your plant. Kung tag-ulan. Ganito yun eh. When you put your plant inside your house, like here, just water the base, no? Or yung yung potting mixture niya. Do not wet the foliage kasi magkakaroon siya ng yung mga millibug. Tapos hindi gusto yun kasi hindi niya na-absorb. Ito yung roots lang.
Alright, so okay now, we were able to pot and fertilize, and may bonus tayong lecture. Take advantage natin, guys, kasi mga plantitos dahil nandito ang ating Auntie Vangie, ang professional horticulturist. Alam nyo ba, guys, nakakatuwa kapag dumadami ang plants. Normally, they just grow some shoots, ayan, due to time, no?
Yes.
Nagkakaroon lang siya ng mga anak-anak babies. But there is a faster way for you to propagate. Yan yung ating favorite word. To propagate the plant. Kasi kahit pa paano, you want to share your plants to your friends, to your neighbors. And this is one of the plants na I have. Ayan, this is my variegated sunrise.
Yes, sunrise.
Variegated siya. So, it came from Thailand. Variegated. Normally kasi yellow lang siya.
Yes. Yung Orlando.
And then tumangkad-tangkad na siya. Makikita niyo, it's now tall.
So how to propagate, to share, to sell, or to give it away to your mother-in-law? Diba? So dito natin cut. Yan. This has been sterilized, by the way, no? So you cut it here. Now you cut it. Or next time, better to use cutter, no? So as you see, you can see there are aerial roots already. No? So then we have to use fungicide to seal the wound, no?
Close up natin. So after cutting, na siya, may open wound na siya. So kailangan natin ng fungicide. Hindi naman. Kailangan nating gamitan ng
ito na siya. So this is dietane. It says broad spectrum protectant fungicide.
So you can also use other brands as long as it's a fungicide.
Yes.
Here we're using the dietane. M45. Available naman siya sa mga market and garden stores.
Yan siya, no? Kasi this is wet already, so kakapit na yung fungicide dito. So you have to use pure, no? Yan.
So directly from the powder, no?
Yes.
Cover it.
Yes, okay. now you can plant this right away. No?
So, anong potting mix ang gagamitin natin for this?
So,
The same yung kanina
yes, pwede
natin.
rin. Oo.
The way
Yes.
we prepared our potting mix sa ating aglonema is the same way
Yes.
we're going to plant this one.
Ganda-ganda ng pattern niya.
Yan, so ito na, times 2 na.
Yes.
From my mother plant, meron na siyang additional plant.
So dahil ito, you can see that the orientation of this plant has been, it went down like this. See?
Nakalimutan
Yung
na
gravity.
natin.
So, ngayon, parang ayusin natin siya. Parang, kasi, yung halaman, yung gusto ng halaman na ibibigay natin. Although we can train it also in the future to grow upright. No? Yan.
Yan, nilagyan ko muna tulad ng kanina.
Yes.
And then, ang pangmatay niya,
So,
cocoa cubes.
cocoa cubes. And then we put this also. So, Iko, this time, no, I will tell you of a different way also of propagating faster. Para mabilis.
May secret pala si Auntie.
Yes. Oo.
Alright.
Then, we put yung fine material here. Fine coconut husk. And then you put like this. You put, you can put osmo coat at the bottom. Huh?
Okay.
Para mabilis siyang lumaki.
Alright. Tinuro sa atin ni Ma'am Vangie. Pwede palang lagyan din ng osmo coat yung sa
So
may
we have to put also here so that it will not sit directly on the potting medium, no? So, okay. So, it this way it. So the center point is this one. So we can put off center. So it is very important to secure it properly, no? So kailangan natin sa Ilocano or Tagalog bangkito. Para meron siyang nakasuspend siya sa hindi siya nakaka. Iitin mo siya. So, this time, we can use this same, no? Pwede rin wala ito, then pwede rin meron.
Okay. Ayan. So, nakapatong lang siya sa ibabaw, no?
Oo. And then, we have to arrange, no? So that it doesn't move, no?
Yes.
Although we can also put stick, no? Maski na ito pwede. You don't have to use the fine if you don't have, no?
Mapapansin nyo, no? Hindi siya siksik sa loob. And then, lalagyan lang namin ng cocoa chunks, cocoa chips, para hindi siya gumalaw.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Vangie, lalagyan natin ng mga pang-support yung plant para hindi siya galaw ng galaw.
So ito, maski na wala siya yung river sun. So what you do is to secure first here para hindi siya dumustos. It will not move.
Naka-secure na siya.
This is a wire, plastic coated wire. You can buy this from garden centers. Hindi mo na kailangan i-nut. Kasi, then finish.
Ayan. So, naka-secure na yung plant. Pwede bang diligan pag bagong cut?
Ito kasi basa naman na yung potting medium natin. At saka may sugat kasi siya. So, better not to do it na. So, and then, what's next is Guys, don't forget the what? Osmoco.
Fertilize para mabilis lumaki.
Then we're done.
So we have 2 new plants, di ba? Meron na tayong pangregalo sa ating mga plantita friends kasi na-propagate na natin ang
And then
ating
yung name, don't forget to write. Put the name here and then always put the label.
O, diba? Tingnan nyo naman, how beautiful. May new propagated
Tingnan mo,
plant.
hindi gumagalaw. See? Maski na ikutin natin, it's well secured.
Diba?
Kasi, why? Alam nyo kasi yung root system, ganito yan eh. Once a new root comes out, and then pag dilig mo, gagalaw ito, di ba? Gagalaw yung plant. And then, ibig sabihin, yung roots niya gagalaw din. So, hindi siya tutuloy. Kasi nagagalaw siya eh. Di parang nagagalaw siya ganun. Against the potting medium or against the pot. So, hindi yan tutuloy. Patay na yun. Mamamatay siya. Or mag-uugat na naman siya ulit. So, para hindi siya gagalaw, you have to support it. Right?
Papaanawin pa ba natin to?
Not for now. Then we have to wait till the new root emerge.
Okay, so that's it for our
So
planting
easy, di ba?
Nakakatuwa naman kasi marami tayong natutunan about repotting, fertilizing, and then at the same time, yung difference ng basal, na fertilizer, and yung ating foliar. Diba? And next time, marami pa tayong matutunan. For the meantime, kamustahin muna natin ang ating mga viewers. Ayan, we have Hyungmin Bay. Ayan. Mia, very refreshing to see beautiful plants behind. Ang gaganda daw mga plants natin. Ang mga Monstera, High Constellation, mga collections po ng plants. And you can also visit the garden center of Miss Vangie sa May.
Mindanao
Avenue. You see a lot of those rare and beautiful plants, especially aking favorite ang orchids.
Oh, yeah.
She has a lot of collections of orchids doon sa kanyang garden. And Miss Dolora, Vale, hindi po ba pwede sa direct sunlight ang Orlando? Matutuyo ba siya pag naputol po yung puno ng neighbor ko? Thank you.
Okay, yung Orlando kasi you're talking about the regular Orlando, no? Or the malaki, no? Kasi dahil sa sanay na siya doon, kung naputol, you know what you do? Dalagay mo siya, tignan mo muna kung masusunog. If not, kung nasusunog siya o na-scald siya, lagyan mo na lang ng net.
Lalagyan na siya. Ilagay sa lilim.
Yeah. Or lagay mo na lang siya ng net kasi na siya. Or you can transfer it to the shaded area.
I see.
Yun lang yun.
So
easy.
Depende pa ba sa panahon yan kung lalagay sa sun or lalagay sa shade?
Kasi ang Orlando kasi, those are philodendrons. Again, they love the shade, no? They grow underneath the canopy of the trees. So, yun din ang ibibigay natin. So, yun. So, that's for Lion Dolora. We also have a hi from Helen Yuki all the way from Japan. Oh, hi po. Shout out from Hiroshima. Thank you for watching. Plantita din yung mga taga Hiroshima, Japan. Yung mga kalayon po natin sa Japan. And then meron pang isa from pahabol kay Lion Dolora. Yung iba po nilalagay sa water. Pwede rin. At paano ba yung nilalagay yung halaman sa water? Yes, pareho nito. When you cut, you can put it in water. That is water propagation. I see. Tuturo natin yung next time. How to water propagate, no? Remember that when you use it in a flower vase, remember makikita mo na lang lumalabas yung ugat nila. That's also good, no? Very interesting, ano? And then we also have from Louie, thank you, very informative video about taking care of plants. So, may plantito tayong si Louie Bata. And then, thank you so much, Ma'am Vangie and Lion Mylene. Mukhang they enjoyed our video and our lecture about the plan. So, if we have other questions, ayan, may binato pa tayong mga questions. Mukhang natanong na ito.
nutrient, we put nutrients, and when to do the foliar. And from Amor, is it true that we use pee fertilize every morning? Pwede ba yun?
Well, because a human pee is high in nitrogen. But do not overuse it. What you do, in case you want to experiment, siyempre, papanghiwin mo.
Oo naman, di ba?
So anyway, if you want to use it,
Oh.
especially sa bougainvillea, that bougainvillea works well with bougainvillea.
Oh, imagine, may natutunan tayo.
Yes.
Mga organic fertilizer from human and from animal.
Yes. Kasi, when you use it, you have to dilute it with water. Do not use it as puro kasi the root of your plants will be burned. So, for example, you have 1 liter overnight pee, no? That's about a liter maybe, or 1 pint. So, you have to dilute it twice the amount of the pee.
So that's the question from Amor. And then we also have a question from Vince. How often do we do watering? Pwede daw ba 3 times a day?
No.
Ayan, kanina reminder daw po ni Ma'am Vangie.
Yes. It's easier to kill your plant by overwatering it rather than underwatering it.
Ano yan ha? Reminder po yan. Thank you for the question, Vince. And we also have another question from Mary Joy. We live in the east. Is it a good area to position plants? East daw. Sa east side ng bahay ba to? East side ng window?
Yeah, maybe.
Sunrise,
so, Kasi, of course, the sun rises from the east.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is the best location for your plants.
Not only for the main door, no?
Yes.
Also for the plants.
Yes.
Yung mga welcome plants mo, mga ornamental ilagay sa east.
Or good feng shui.
Alright, mukhang sobrang dami natin natutunan for today. Meron pa ba tayong mga questions and pabate? So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. This is only one of the series of webinars. We also have other webinars talking about different plant propagations, yung sinasabi nga water propagation. And in the future, we can also talk about different varieties.
Or breeding also.
Breeding of plants. And then, meron pa bang question ako na miss out? Thank you for the very insightful presentation today, Ms. Vangie. And we are also very inspired by your love for plants. And ako nga sobrang idol na idol kita. We now come to the end of our show, and we hope if you have other questions, you can post it here in our webinar series and in our live post. Right after mapopost naman ito, no? We can still continue to answer your questions with our master horticulturist, Ms. Vangie Go. Thank you for watching, and see you soon for another webinar series from Antipolo Lions. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.